and welcome back to another Monday edition of Moment of Music with Miss Sloan. I hope you had a wonderful weekend and spent lots of quality time outside with your families. Today we will be making another homemade instrument, and then we will use it to read some simple rhythms together. So what you will need are 2 plastic spoons, and I want a blue one. Easter egg, the plastic kind. Some tape. I have mine already pre-cut here. And something to put inside the Easter egg. I'm using popcorn kernels, but you can use rice, dried beans. You can even go outside and find some small rocks as long as they will fit inside here. So the first thing I'm going to do is take my Easter egg and put some of my shakers on the inside. So I've got tape on my bowl here. I'm using popcorn kernels. Filled each side about halfway. And then I'm going to snap it together. Now, around that seam that we have snapped together, we are immediately going to put tape all the way around so it won't accidentally bust open and get popcorn kernels or rocks or rice all over your mom's clean living room. I think I'm actually going to put 2 pieces around it just to be sure. You want to make sure that it is taped all the way around the seam. So we could stop here and say it's an egg shaker because it's shaped like an egg and it shakes to make sound. But we're going to take it one step further. We're going to put our eggs between the 2 spoons like this. So now our egg shaker has a handle. So the way to make it stay here, we're going to tape it again. This time we're going to tape the egg between the spoons. So I'm going to take my piece of tape and wrap it all the way around the spoons and the egg. Let's see, we want it to go on this side this time. The spoons are still a little bit wobbly across the bottom, so I'm going to take another piece of tape. I'm using black electrical tape for this part so you can see it better. I'm going to take just a little piece of this tape to wrap around the handle so it is more secure. Because we don't want these coming apart, going anywhere, because that could make a big mess. All right, now my handle's taped together. And I have a homemade maraca. Now, I've come up with some simple rhythms for us to try to play together. Usually when we read rhythms in music class, we use our secret rhythm words. Specifically, we've been working on ta and ta-dee. When we see a quarter note, we usually call it ta. When we see an 8th note pair, we usually say ta-dee. Well, today, because of everything that's going on, I decided instead of using our tas and ta-dees, we would learn 2 patterns using words that go along with our current situation, and see how many different rhythms we can come up with using these 2 words. So when we see this pattern, ta, ta, we're actually going to say lock down. When we see this pattern, ta, dee, ta, we're actually going to say quarantine. So, with my makeshift easel here, because I don't have an easel in my house, but I have plenty of Amazon boxes. So, we have our first pattern. They are all tas. So this one would be lock down, lock down. Perfect with our homemade maraca. So our first one, lock down. Cool. Check out this pink one. Ta-dee-ta, ta-dee-ta. Or quarantine. What happens if we mix them together? Here we have ta-dee-ta. That is everyone's favorite rhythm because lots and lots of teachers use this to get your attention. We hear it a lot, don't we? So this one would start with lock down, and then we add quarantine. Lock down, quarantine. Lock down, quarantine. Our last one here, ta-dee-ta, ta, or quarantine, lock down. Quarantine, lock down. Quarantine, lock down. Could you come up with anything else? Leave it in the comments if you do. So I'm going to play the whole page. I'm going to go all the way across the top and then all the way across the bottom without stopping. Here we go. Lock down, quarantine, lock down, quarantine, lock down. Make sure you have some fun with your homemade maracas today. And practice reading your quarantine, coronavirus, lockdown, COVID-19 rhythms. Remember that I miss you, that I think about you often, and I am so ready to spend time with you in the music classroom again. Happy Monday!